Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so here we go again. There's obviously been a theme during this election, and really I think it's gone overdrive mode since Kamala Harris took over. That theme has been lies, deception, hiding, which of course we've covered extensively, and then of course, the crux of it all, the propaganda. This entire campaign is not based on track record. They're not referring to Kamala Harris as an incumbent. They want to separate her from the incumbency. That's the whole purpose. They're not trying to get elected on the Biden-Harris track record. They want to start a new page. And so they're not looking backwards and saying, elect us because of all the good work we did. And no, they want to get elected based off fluffy talking points, celebrity endorsements, and bullshit headlines. That right there is the freaking truth. And speaking of bullshit headlines, I got a real steaming pile to show you guys from CNN here. Here's the latest propaganda piece coming out of the DNC-controlled media, trying so desperately to get Kamala Harris elected. Let's have a conversation about it. We got some stuff to get into. So let's roll the tape. All right, folks. How many times have you guys heard the Democratic media mention experts? They're experts. Official sources. Experts say. Every single time Democrats go this direction, you know you're about to be faced with a whole lot of bullcrap. And here we go again. Matt Egan from CNN writes, over 400 economists and ex-officials endorse Kamala Harris. Ooh, the biggest freaking headline. Kamala's really running with this.
CNN's Matt Egan broke the story, and he has our reporting for us now. Who is backing Harris, and what is the reason they're doing so?
Well, Sarah, this is a sweeping show of support for Kamala Harris, and her vision for the economy comes from more than 400 economists and former policymakers, many of them veterans of Democratic administrations, including officials such as former Biden economists, Brian Deese, Obama economist Jason Furman, another veteran of the Obama administration, Penny Pritzker, Alan Blinder, who was the number 2 at the Federal Reserve, and he served in the Clinton administration. Also some notable academics, such as University of Michigan economist Justin Wolfer and Claudia Golden, the Harvard economist who last year won the Nobel Prize in economics. Now, as far as why they are backing Harris, it's because they believe that she's got the better vision for the economy. They describe this as a stark contrast between failed trickle-down economic policies that benefit the few and the policies that provide opportunity for all.
And of course, the intention here is obvious. It's a headline. That's all it is. It's nothing beyond a headline. Nobody's actually reading or thinking that deep about this. They're just seeing, 400 experts and officials are endorsing Kamala Harris. Wow, so amazing. I gotta vote for her now. They're presenting this as if it's a stunning announcement. Wow, just so historic. I mean, really, are we falling for this crap? Just think about the timing. What happened just a couple days ago? Oh, well, internal polls from historically pro-Democrat unions just happened to be supporting Trump in mega majority, super majority numbers.
I can tell you on my end, the Steamfitters have voted in the poll. We have a 70% return in favor of President Trump.
John, this just in. The Teamsters are releasing the results of their member polling on which presidential candidate to back. And here it is, 31% say they support Harris compared to 58% who say they support Trump.
It hasn't exactly been a good week for Kamala Harris, and so in comes the propaganda. Don't pay attention to the Steamfitters Union. Don't pay attention to the United Auto Workers or the Teamsters. Just listen to what the economic experts are saying. Vote Kamala. Give me a freaking break. I mean, what a joke. The economists say. Yeah, I know one thing about economists, and I'm sure you guys are probably knowing exactly where I'm going with this. You're probably thinking the same thing. Economists and their predictions are wrong, like 99% of the time? What does this even mean? Fancy, snooty liberal academics who study the economy believe Kamala Harris is a better fit? That tells us nothing. Economists are just people who study the economy from varying different viewpoints. Some economists are Marxists, like Kamala Harris's father, Donald J. Harris, a Jamaican-American economist and emeritus professor at Stanford University, known for applying post-Keynesian ideas to development economics. So what? I mean, a bunch of far-left, Marxist-type, Keynesian economic type economists endorse Kamala Harris, and this is somehow big, stunning news that's shocking the world? Give me a freaking break. Let's not act like anything coming out of the academic world is anything but highly partisan. And really, let's put that into perspective. We've got a 2018 study here that's gone mega viral on the internet, showing the breakdown of political ideology based on their survey of various different faculty groups across different universities. 5,116 different professors were surveyed, and look at the numbers. The blue bars are obviously Democrat and the right Republican. This right here, while I think the numbers are probably a little bit extreme, I don't know if this represents the totality of it. This could possibly be in left-wing academic institutions. But anyways, while a little bit extreme, this essentially gives you an idea of what the academic world is like. This is accurate. Ask any conservative professor, conservative students about their experience in higher education, and everyone will tell you, yeah, that pretty much checks out. So in other words, you have highly partisan institutions who are totally in the pocket of the DNC coming out endorsing Kamala Harris, and this is supposedly big news. It's idiotic. These partisan experts, who are most of the time wrong, obviously don't represent regular people. You know, who are you going to listen to? Small business owners? People who have actually felt the pain?
The best crew in the world.
So how do you do against the big stores? How do you do?
You know, I'm very proud because every year we've been up, except for the last 3 years because of this inflation.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you said. The prices are up, but our sales are down. So we've had to get super creative in how we use our space to try
So prices go up and yet your sales are down.
Yeah. So it's been brutal just to try to. Thankfully, I have a great crew, great staff. My family we work
How long
together.
has this been open?
We've been in business 25 years.
Wow.
And we bought it. This store where you're standing there has been a grocery store since 1929.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
It's pretty crazy.
Whose word are you going to take? The people actually living it, or the professors who don't actually run businesses, who aren't actually participating in the economy? They're just looking at macro views, looking at the numbers and the data, coming to these naive conclusions, making the same mistake that most left-wing thinkers make, not incorporating the human element into their calculus. You know, sure, on paper, communism always works, right? That's basically what we're talking about here, but in practice, it's a whole lot different. Honestly, if left-wing economists are telling you to vote for someone, you should probably vote for the opposite person. You know, I'll put it this way. Economists, and especially the collectivist types, are supporting Kamala Harris, but business owners are supporting Donald Trump. That right there tells you all that you need to know now, doesn't it? It's yet again another dishonest Democrat ploy, just like the last one. I mean, we just debunked this talking point from Kamala Harris. Remember when she claimed that Goldman Sachs released an official statement that she would be better for the economy than Donald Trump?
Goldman Sachs, for example, has said that my plan would grow our economy and his plan would shrink the economy.
Then that was swiftly debunked.
Let's talk some politics. Debate was last night. Not sure if you had a chance to see it or not. Your own economic team, of course, has made news of late, suggesting that the bigger boost to growth would come from the Harris economic plan, at least over the first couple of years. She mentioned it last night. You feel the same?
So that report, which was mentioned last night in the debate, came from an independent analyst. And it's interesting, Scott. I think a lot more has been made of this than should be. What the report did is it looked at a handful of policy issues that have been put out by both sides, and it tried to model their impact on GDP growth. And the reason I say a bigger deal's been made of it is what it showed is the difference between the sets of policies that they put forward was about 0.2%. Okay, so economy grows. Okay, if you took these particular sets of policies they looked at, and by the way, we have no idea whether these policies, these things that are talked about will ultimately be implemented, what was the growth impact? And the differential was 0.2%. So, you know, I think our clients are trying to look at what's going on from a policy perspective and make judgments. I think this blew up into something that's bigger than what it was intended to be.
Then she said the same thing about the Wharton School of Business, but then that was swiftly debunked. Wharton School of Business shoots down Harris's claim that she'll strengthen the economy. You know, Democrat dishonesty once again on display. They're the only people I see in the world of politics dishonest enough to peddle this kind of propaganda, but despite all the lies, despite the phony narratives, despite the headlines, I'm just not convinced it's going to work.
And on issue number one, you mentioned Donald Trump going down to Georgia today. Take a look at Trump's advantage on the economy. 50% of likely voters say they trust him to handle the economy more than Harris. Only 39% of likely voters say so of Harris, again, on issue number one.
Hand up if you think the economy is better under Trump. And hands up if you think the economy is better under Biden and Harris. Okay, 7-1.
I just don't see it. You know, people have gone through 4 years of economic hardship under Biden and Kamala. Who in their right mind would then vote for Kamala Harris? There's just no way. Don't vote for who the left-wing economists tell you, just like you don't pick stocks based on what Jim Cramer's saying on CNBC. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.